Young the Giant. Great name for a band. Just a great name overall, I think, right? Anyway, I learned something today and I wanted to share it with you. Maybe I didn't learn it, I just became conscious of it. And I think most of you probably noticed this too, but Amazon, they're doing this thing. I was buying something on Amazon and I go to check out and I get the pop-up upsell screen. Have you noticed what they've started to upsell you on when you're checking out? It's groceries. They're upselling you on groceries when you're checking out. So it doesn't matter what you're buying, which it's almost never groceries for me. Hardware, equipment, whatever, lab equipment. And then all of a sudden I go to check out and I see a bowl of oranges in front of me. Hey, I know you got this screwdriver. Did you want some oranges as well? You imagine leaving Home Depot. You got some nuts and bolts. Maybe a level. Some lumber. Hey, how about a pair of socks too? And maybe a banana. What? I know this. I know that they're McKinsey, BCG, all the consulting groups in the world will probably tell you, hey, you gotta be upselling. You're on the internet, people are just purchased something. The best time to sell them something is when they're already purchasing. It makes, the numbers make sense. We forecasted it out. It increases your average order value by 40, 50%. I get it. Okay, it makes sense purely from a bottom line perspective. But have we ever thought to ask the question, just because we can sell something, maybe it doesn't mean we should. Maybe just because we can get the extra add to cart, maybe that's not always the best thing long term for the customer and their perception of your brand. I don't know. Maybe it actually erodes the way people think about your brand long term. I mean, it definitely kind of makes a joke out of it. You know, in Amazon's case, you're just gonna upsell me. I mean, I get upselling generally, but you want to sell me some fruit. You know, like it's an easy. You make yourself an easy target. You know, maybe that's not worth it long run. Late in the afternoon, I am headed to the lab. Actually, got to run by the house real quick to grab a few things. And I've gotten stuck in an office vortex over the last like 3 or 4 days. I got to get out of it. Tomorrow I'm heading to the caves. I've got getting the frame. We're gonna get the frame looked at one more time to make sure it's okay in its new position. It's kind of fun to do. We're gonna get the frame looked at to make sure that when it gets refabricated, that the potential new convey line is gonna be, that it can be optimal if the spout of the alt fill is moved back and the elbow braces are widened, that the new potential convey line, that it will work. We're gonna have that looked at one more time. Meeting with a specialist on a possible dehumidifier for that part of the pack room as well, or just I guess the pack room in general. Again, I think I mentioned that summertime humidity levels in there probably are not what we want them to be for a pack room, and so we're gonna look at that. It's necessary, but again, you just can't. You just want to control as much as you can in a food production environment. So we'll meet with a specialist. I'm going to meet with a specialist on Wednesday to come out and look at a potential install location and what unit might be workable on our the acronym for, I think I mentioned this the other day, air changes per hour. That's what you're thinking about when you're thinking about dehumidification. Is that a word? Dehumidifying? What else? New product is in the works. Super pumped about that. I am so pumped about this new product. I'm not going to share anything about it now. I've got a product to sell right now. And so if I'm going to talk about any product, it'll be that in terms of the specifics. But a new product is in the works, working on getting packaging and sizing right, die lines, bulk density, all the fun things that go into product development in the nutraceutical and supplement world. And hoping to really get moving on that. The design firm we're working with, they basically already committed to the project. We'll get started with them in next week. So really I want to get die lines this week so they can start moving efficiently. Again, the key thing, every day, move the ball a little bit more. Do not let the line go slack, otherwise it can get really slack. Quick pouch. I need to make sure that they're pushing things in the right direction because I sort of feel like going slack again. Not on my part. Not that I could do more. But what else? I've got some samples in to show for marketing. I've got a marketing video I'm going to do to showcase wheatgrass specifically from other countries and how it compares to ours. That will be a fun one to do. I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the lab or at the caves. If it's at the caves, it's in production. If it is in the lab, it's making videos for, well, it's either going to be research, doing some testing stuff, which can help to make videos, and then it's also just generally making selling points for stateside. Making selling points, making videos to sell stateside. Hey, buddy. Hey. My son's out here playing tetherball. I got what I needed, and now I'm heading out. Heading to the lab. 3:07. I can make it there by 3:30. First thing I'm going to do is run in there and start the pump. I'm really wanting to test to see the whole reason I'm going out there is I want to see if I can get the vacuum on that dryer to sub 15 micron or Millitor. Yeah, sub 15 Millitor, which I think Millitor and micron are the exact same. Maybe not. I don't know. For certain. Calm down the air in here. It's starting to condense on the windshield. I'm just trying to keep this thing cool because it seems to want to overheat really easily. And feel it there. It's kind of warm. It's not too bad. I think I've kind of made it through most of my to-do list with you. Pouch opener, still working on. Frame, getting redone. Going out to the caves tomorrow. I mentioned that to get samples. I think where I left off at it is I'm gonna start being in the lab or in the caves a lot. Mostly the lab. Be in the caves for production, and that will help from a marketing perspective. Getting good video of us producing, making product, getting it sent off, packed away for Amazon. That's good. We can post that on a daily basis. And then aside from that, when I'm not in production, I think I'm gonna be in the lab, and whatever. There's got to be a foundation for making a video a day. Like when I say a foundation, I mean if I'm doing lab work, I have to use it somehow to inform stateside, to inform the marketing there. And once that's done, though, once a video is made or enough footage to make a video, I think we can get back into just general experimentation. Or maybe there's times when the experimentation can be used to make videos for stateside. Either way. That's kind of right now. That's sort of where I'm at with a marketing production. What was the other one? I said there was two. Marketing production. There's three. Oh, and obviously research. Yeah, experimentation, lab stuff. I think any stuff I do with the bioreactor, I can maybe do with from a fermentation. Maybe some fermentation ideas on what I could do with making with the general wheatgrass video, because that is our product right now. That is our base product, is just a straight wheatgrass powder, the OG greens powder. I have not decided how I want to film that here, film some of the marketing distribution stuff I want to do here, because again, I don't want anything here to come across really as salesy. Like that can be done elsewhere. Like, yeah, in a sense, like I mentioned the other day, this is to help market stateside. It is to help, but it's from a hey, watch it all unfold from start to finish, not on any given moment. Hey, here's why you need to buy our product. There might be some of that just in the general pitch of the company, but I don't want the log of the daily activities to be just a pitch. Like no one wants to hear that. You can go watch just turn on the TV, go scroll TikTok or Reels or get on YouTube. You're gonna see ads there. So I'm not trying to necessarily pitch anything here. So that's why I'm hesitant on how I'm gonna put in the marketing aspects of this, the marketing aspects that are gonna be maybe for TikTok or Reels, how I'm gonna put it in here without you feeling like you're getting sold. I thought of maybe like doing a zoomed out version where you could see me doing it, but maybe I fast forward through that so you can hear me like a chipmunk talking through the sales pitch. That might be enough to where you're sort of watching from afar, hearing it in a way that's not, no one would ever try to sell you that way. That might be enough. I don't know. I'll say this, if anyone's really watching at the point that here, getting to the making videos, making the general marketing videos, and you feel like it's too salesy, just let me know, and because that's the last thing I want. Anyway, today I'm gonna get to the lab, and I'm going to get, first thing I'm gonna do, like I said earlier, get the vacuum set up, get the pump set up, see what that freeze dryer does. But then while I'm doing that, I need some other stuff to do, so I'm finally bringing some of my spray drying glassware in, and I'm gonna try to get some of that cleaned up and maybe put back onto the unit. I was a little kind of like, what's going on when I was getting some of the glassware and little components, because I didn't see many of my clamps. So there's 3 clamps total. One for the collector to drying chamber, one from the drying chamber to the runoff glassware. Just a little piece of, it's a little tube that catches, basically sometimes when you're spray drying you might not be drying hot enough. So if you're not drying hot enough, your liquid is going to start to seep down the drying chamber and it needs to get caught somewhere. It's just like it's a little safety valve, safety mechanism. Not a valve, you know, insurance. So we've got 3 clamps. The clamp between liquid catching and drying chamber is very straightforward to put on, no big deal. The clamp to put the drying chamber onto the unit itself, big giant one, not a big deal. It's a little awkward to put on the first time or two, but you figured out, oh, there's 4 actually, because there's the collection tube, and that's for your dry powder, your atomized dried particles. That goes between the powder collector and the air collector. There's 2, dust collector, I guess. One goes there, so there's 4. That one again is not a problem. The problem is the clamp between the drying chamber and the dust collector. That is a huge issue. I ordered some pieces from MasterCard to try to get that worked out, and we will see how that goes. We will see. I'll explain it when I put it together. You can see. No reason to really jump the shark on that one, I guess. I mean, I don't want to over-explain things. You'll see when we get there. When I was at home, my daughter asked me to put up the zip line, and that was kind of when I started putting a zip line up. My buddy who helped me get it going, he said, just don't put it up unless they ask. You know, because you're gonna put it up and no one's gonna use it, you'll be disappointed. And he's right. First time I put it up, I had to ask people to use it. And not that was the first time, that was the second time I put it up. First time they were all over it because it was new and novel. But she asked me when I got home, my daughter said, can you put the zip line up? Not putting the zip line up today. Getting home a little later. My wife is making sliders. Oh my gosh. So good. So good. Essentially it's just crumbled up hamburger meat. It's cooked obviously on a frying pan skillet. Put into the oven, melted, cut into little Hawaiian rolls. And it's so good. It's so, I can eat like 8 of them. I'm so excited about it. All I've had today is my little fiber green smoothie, which is good. I was feeling super full around lunchtime. So that's the thing, if you can just power through lunch, you can make it through lunch without being overly hungry. By the time you hit 2 or 3, you're like, whatever, I'll make it, you know. You gotta get used to that, but you make it, you know. And then dinner, but that's why when you can eat less during the day, I think people think the intermittent fasting it's doing something to, something different is happening inside of you to burn more calories, aside from just not eating. I think there's that kind of hypothesis out there. I think they've actually found that's not the case at all. I don't know. But to me, the real benefit in intermittent fasting is your stomach is not a calorie counter. It just measures volume. And volume is traditionally has been a great check on calories. There's a good correlation between volume and calories. But in the last 50 years, caloric density has skyrocketed. That's a cool chart to look at. Caloric density over the last, calories per gram. So the idea, I think, to me, the thing that makes sense to me about intermittent fasting is that if you can just delay the amount of time you eat, make your eating window a lot shorter. Instead of an eating window that lasts from maybe 8 in the morning to 8 at night, you've got maybe like a 3-hour eating window. It's easy to eat 2,200 calories over a 12-hour period, but it's a lot harder to do that over a 3-hour period. Again, your stomach it checks volume, and if it's full, the volume is essentially topped off, then you're not going to have that desire to eat more. It's going to be muted substantially. So close that window off, close that eating window off, and presumably you can cut down on your calorie intake fairly significantly. I don't know that works for as many people, because I think a lot of times you get to your eating window finally arrives and you go crazy. You eat way too fast. That's the thing, like there's like a 5 to 10 minute delay on your stomach telling you you're full and your mind thinking you're still hungry. And so you kind of jump, you get a little too fast. I think that's the my eyes are bigger than my stomach, where that comes from. You eat a little too fast while you're still hungry, and all of a sudden you've overconsumed calories, and then you don't realize it until your stomach's like, man, that last 300 calories had nowhere to go. It's just sitting on the top. It's just, you overflowed me. And then that's a sense of, I'm ridiculously full right now, and what can I do with that? That's another one too. My wife is incredible at this. She eats very slow. It's just what we're supposed to do. Eating is supposed to be something that we do. We enjoy it. We take our time with it. We have communion with whoever we're eating with, And I think gluttony. Maybe Aquinas, St. Thomas Aquinas, said that. Many have talked about it over the years, saints. But gluttony is not just overeating, but it's eating too quickly. It's not taking the time to enjoy it. So, and that's another thing too. You can just slow down. You can just slow down and eat a little slower. You're going to get to a point where you're full and you have not eaten that much, because you've given your stomach time to account for what's there and tell your mind, hey, no more. Go ahead and shut it down, because we're in good shape right now. We don't need any more. That's another one too. That's just a physical thing. Like, no one's telling you to eat less. Just slow it down a little bit. Got off on a little bit of a tangent on eating too much and overconsumption, and stomach being a volume counter versus a calorie counter. Didn't really mean to. You know what? I've had some really interesting ideas on how to show that off. And maybe one day when I open this up, I'll just show it to you. When I say show it off, I'm showing the idea of caloric density increasing over the years. I think I can say that all I want, but showing it off, like physically, so a demonstration, if you will, on how calories have become more dense, or at least the vessels that carry calories, the food that carries calories, has become more dense over the past 50 years. It's a good way to demonstrate why there's maybe an obesity problem in the West. Anyway, call that good for today. My running boards, my truck, they're going haywire. The running boards in a truck, by the way, if you don't drive a truck, they are, well, some trucks, they're static, but newer trucks, they're the little, like, steps that come out when you open the door. They come out so you can get up in the truck, and right now mine are going haywire. They don't know if I'm getting in or if I'm getting out. And so, like, I open the truck and they start to come out, and then I put my foot on, and they're like, no, we're not coming out. We're kind of shy right now. We're scared. They don't know what they want to do. And the first time that anyone gets into a truck or an SUV with electronic or like automatic running boards, you'll tell them, hey, watch out for the running boards. They will bang you into your shins and they hurt very bad. And almost always they still forget. I did it. You do it. It's touching the pan in an oven for the first time. You do it once, you won't do it again because it hurts. It's like getting kicked in the shins by something with a decent amount of force behind it. 3:23. I'm about 5 minutes away from the lab, so I think we might have a little time to check the vacuum on there. I think 2 hours. 2 hours should be plenty of time. It should be able to hit 15 millitorr in. Anyway, when I get there, I'll test the vacuum and I'll get that going right away. And then I'll show you I'll put the spray dryer, the glass we're on together, and see if these, you know what's probably gonna happen? I was gonna see if these little fittings, if they are gonna work to help me pull this clamp together between the collector and the dust collector and the drying chamber. I'm gonna see if those work, but you know what's probably gonna happen? I'm probably gonna get there and realize I'm missing a clamp. I'm missing a piece, and you know, it's not gonna happen today. It seems to happen a lot when you're moving into a new facility. At least in this instance, I don't have a lot of experience with that. All right, I'm gonna get some stuff out. I'm gonna go inside and get things set up. I'll see you in a minute.
It started raining as soon as I got here, so perfect timing, I guess. This unit is generally operated where the operator is sitting in a chair. And so this is definitely a day where I wish I had brought a chair. And it's also gonna be a day where I wish I had remembered to bring my bottle cleaner, because this glassware needs cleaning. I think most of it can be done without brush, not the long extender brush, but we'll see. Oh, we were down to 238 millitorr. It's been like, I don't know, 14 minutes, so we're in really, really good shape there. Like what I'm seeing on the vacuum. This is for my last trial. I mean, clearly, it would be weird if it was something else. And, I mean, look, it's been there a while. I mean, I've got to sanitize this. There's no question about that. I think my last trial was, I'm not gonna say a year ago, because that feels really bad, but it's been a while. Golly, I can really feel that. I mean, when I say feel that, that means nothing to you. It's the gunk buildup on here, like it's liquefying, because it's all, for the most part, like it's dried, but it's such fine, small particle size. I mean, we're talking in the 30 micron range, that it's just gonna, it's dissolving immediately, you know? Like, look at that on the bottom. Turn that over. Very careful on that. I'm near the flexibility going in the small hole, but at least we got a pretty wide aperture here that we can get in there. Golly. This weekend, it was a full weekend. My oldest sons are in baseball, and so we had 2 baseball games for my youngest son. Well, 2 scheduled. One on Saturday, one on Sunday. One on Saturday got rained, or one on Sunday got rained out. One on Saturday proceeded. But my oldest son, though, he was in a tournament, and that was so fun. Did not think that was going to be as fun as it was. So Friday was they actually didn't seed the tournament initially. Everyone who wanted to joined, which was 7 teams, and they didn't seed the tournament. They kind of did a little bit, because they determined who was playing who to begin, but basically you were seeded based off of the first day. Everyone played 2 games, and they might have just done it randomly, honestly. I don't know, because my son's team played, he's part of a league with his school, and there's another league, or another team is within the same league from our school. They played their classmates first, which, you know, that's why I think it must be random. Otherwise, I doubt they would have scheduled that. Anyway, they went 2-0 on the first day, almost got the 1 seed. The next day, they missed the 1 seed by a single point. The team that that won the tournament eventually they actually beat on the first day by like 2 points. It was an incredible game. And I don't know, I had no idea how much fun watching. Like I get it. I told my wife, like I love watching college football and NFL to an extent. And I have no real connection to those teams. Nothing close to having a son or even just a relative. So like, when you actually enjoy watching the sport, you know, when they reach a level of proficiency where they're not just kicking the ball around, or you know, everyone's running like a pack of hyenas all over the field, it becomes enjoyable. Like you're watching the beginning of the kids becoming decent at the sport they're playing, and then when it's competitive and they're actually winning and your kids are doing well, like it's just a whole new level. I see why people get into it. see how people could maybe get too into it, you know, take it too far. That definitely happens a lot, but sad that for us, sad that the season's over, you know. I think my son's pretty sad too, but when you get into sports in metropolitan areas, you can play all year round if you want to. So he'll be back playing baseball again soon enough. Don't get too worried about it. Need a little time to take a break anyway. It's these little last bits that are going to be tough, you know. I'm worried about getting it off. As long as it's properly hydrated, you can kind of scrape it off, you know. But then you got the whole problem of reaching it. I think most of this is pretty reachable. Actually, a towel getting in here is going to probably finish the whole thing off. And the Kimitech wipes. Gotta love the Kimitech wipes. Not going to leave any lint in here. It sounds like I'm advertising for them. I'm not. I'm definitely not. Gosh, it's coming down hard out there. And I know a lot of people in agriculture, they get tired of over rain, and I can't understand it, because I know that there can be too much of a good thing with anything. I get it. And there are issues when you have too much moisture, but man, having too much moisture is a good problem to have for the most part. When you're dry, it is just desolate and scary, and people are not panicking, but man, they're hurting, you know. Water is the nutrient of life. You gotta have water. There's nothing without it. Nothing exists without it. I mean, generally. Oh my gosh, I almost dropped that. That would have definitely cracked right here. Shame. Thank you, God, for not letting me drop that. Okay, this is in much better shape. I thought this was gonna take forever to clean off, but again, these particles on here they're atomized before they got in here, meaning they're very, very small. So they're close to a liquid. I mean, they were a liquid, you know, like there's no close to a liquid. Yes, they were a liquid coming on here. They, you know, kind of agglomerated on the sides, but they weren't, there's no, what is this? Where'd this come from? So it's been stuck to something. Had to be. Yeah, I think I was using that. Probably trying to make something work. I know a couple of these gaskets I have not been able to find. I've got all the gaskets I need, but one of them I had to use that just to get a decent connection in there. The last cracks are just a pain to get to, you know? I need to get what I need to get is some proper, like some corks or some stoppers for these so I can fill this thing up. Get some soapy water in there. And some spray soap too. That would be really nice. All right, I feel good about this. This is in a lot better shape. You know what the nice thing about these is the best way to dry a drying chamber is just put it on the spray dryer. You'll get 300 degree F, or what is it? It doesn't get up to 300 F, does it? No, I mean C. I was thinking C. No, maybe it does actually. No, I think this thing gets pretty hot. Anyway, let's say you get up to like 200 degrees Fahrenheit in there. I mean, that thing is gonna dry just fine. You send 200 degrees Fahrenheit air through your spray dryer, you'll be in good shape. And I'm gonna break something if I'm not careful. So, definitely gonna break something if I'm not careful. You notice the other one, I couldn't get it off of that. I couldn't get it off of the spinach, this jug over here. I can't get it off of there because that's physical particles. It's stupid. Physical. That doesn't even make any sense. They're solid particles. Solid particles. Well, you got liquid particles here. Dried liquid. There we go. That feels so good. Like there's air coming off of the bottom of the container, and it's like that cool waterfall type air. Not overly cool, but man, it's really nice. It's really nice. Come on, let's finish this thing up, you know? There we go. At least with this, there might not be the best amount of like inlets on here, these apertures, but at least, look, there's a bunch of them. You got 3. That kind of gives you enough flexibility to basically clean the whole thing. I about have it at this point. I'm gonna bust the thing if I'm not being an idiot. Oh man, please tell me that's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. All right, we done with this thing? Maybe finally? No, there's still studs on it. Well, outside studs. Let's do this at least. Let that rinse on the outside for just a second. We can go check the vacuum on the spray or the freeze dryer. Okay, we're 137. It's pretty good. Got a good probably hour to go to get into the sub 20 range. Maybe not. I don't know. That's just a guess of mine. I'm not sure. Man, did I bring my coffee in? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's coming down really hard out there. I think I said one of the games, my younger son's game got rained out. And kids just don't care about getting wet. Not the way adults do. So we make our way to the car. We get really wet in the process, obviously. And I'm like, all right, buddy, because we're gonna go back to my other son's game to finish the turn. I'm like, all right, buddy, you want to just wait in the car until it kind of like clears up? And he was like, he kind of paused for a second and he was like, no. So I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing this. I guess we're gonna go. All these people are leaving the parking lot because it's raining. We're driving back into the parking lot and we're gonna park and we're gonna wade through the puddles. And you know, it's funny. We get back in there and they've decided on a 2-hour delay. So we immediately leave. We immediately are leaving and we all go eat. Went, parked, got the rest of the kids. And instead of, you know, waiting 5 minutes, waited 5 minutes in the car. Would have heard from my wife, hey, they're calling they're gonna do a delay. We waited through the rain, the puddles, the parking lot, got them, walked all the way back in a matter of about 5 minutes. And you know what? I mean, I don't know. It's being a parent half the time. Like the unnecessary hoops you have to jump through. And this one is not that bad. I know you're probably thinking, why didn't you clean your glassware after the last time? And I should have. You know what? One thing I've realized is that the job is not finished until everything is back as it should be. It's just not. Whatever it is, your clothes for the day, something you cook, an experiment you run. Like you get out all your equipment, you run the experiment, like you might have made something really nice, you might have like had a great trial, but it's not over until everything is cleaned up and put away. And look, you can see over there my centrifuge. I'm still learning that lesson. Like sometimes you kind of get carried away with stuff and like you cut corners, you know, with stuff that, I mean, look, it doesn't matter in terms of the results of the experiment, but long term it does, you know. Keeping your space clean and organized, it's really good. You want to do that. So, I don't know. Definitely trying to get better at doing that. Got a ways to go. See, this is really cool. Like you can see it. I'm gonna show you this. So what happens is it goes in there, and I can't turn it, but it will spiral around the collector. That's the purpose of this thing. It's supposed to collect. So you've got your air going up, and you've got your solids going, your gas going up, your solids going down. Honestly, you don't need to sterilize that as much as you think, because is there soap in there still? You don't need to sterilize that one, the drying chamber, as much as you think, because you got 300-degree air going through there. It's gonna get sterilized as a matter of using it. It's a matter of process. Put a little bit in here. Let that fill up. There we go. Finally figured that one out. Do we still have? Yeah, we do. Of course we do. Kind of thought there might be a little left out in that, but you know, I was hoping not. All right, okay, 115. Dropped another 20 millitorr in like 5 minutes, maybe. Not bad. You got 100 to go though. That's our target. I think I've seen it get down to like 1 before, which is insane. Sub-millitor levels are insane to think about with a vacuum. I mean, you get down low enough and you can evaporate water, you can sublimate it. I mean, there's no limit. You can sublimate it at any temperature with a low enough vacuum. But I think down to 1 millitor, you're talking like minus 94 F, where you're evaporating moisture. So, you know, you can boil water at minus 94 F when you got that low of a vacuum. That's just insane to think about. Well, this guy looks pretty good, I think. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to work back on the vacuum chamber again. There's suds in there. I remember being in my front yard a couple summers ago, like trying to spray dry spinach juice. I couldn't do it. It was really hard. It's really hard to do. And I was cleaning out that collector, you know, running a hose through it and just watching the water spin around and being like, oh, okay, this makes sense on how this works. This is interesting, you know. Now it's kind of coming together. Kind of learning how it, I guess you call it the mechanism of action just by cleaning it, you know. Quick vacuum check. I think our glassware on the spray dryer is in good shape, 107. All right. Let's do this. Let's do the, this is what collects our liquid when it's not drying well enough in the drying chamber. I did forget it's the collection tube for finished powder. I did forget that, but it's not a huge deal. I've got 2 of those back in my lab. I think you might have seen them on camera. They're like caked with powder right now. Just get a little wipe, get in there, and this would be nice to have the brush right now. I've kind of skated by today without even needing any of it, but should definitely be the moment where you'd want it. It'd be quite too far down in there though. Well, maybe not. I was looking up here and I think a shelf would be really good right for sure over here. Maybe even right there, don't know. Because it might be a little awkward trying to reach over the sink with the ladder, because I would have to use the ladder. I don't mind having to use the ladder to get stuff, you know, if I can keep stuff off the ground. I love the idea of storing things not on the ground, you know, like on the wall. That shelf, like I kind of felt like you had to do something sort of that was big enough like that was going to take a little floor space, but it's just, I have so much just general equipment to put on there that I felt like you had to have something. You know, not to mention just general, like I've got the filtration stuff on the very top, and there's plenty of things. And if I drop this, I've broken one of these, by the way. I think I've broken every single thing on the spray dryer at least once, except for the collector. And I mean the, no. I've not broken if it ends with the collector, I've not broken it. I have not broken one of those, and I have not broken the powder collector. I've not done those yet. Oh shit, sorry. That did nothing at all. I don't know what the point of that was. It's getting a little bit. I mean, it's sterile in there now, but I just don't want it in there, you know? There we go. Starting to kind of get it. It's kind of risky me doing this, because if I drop this, I could break both this and the drying chamber. Probably just overconfident that I'm not going to drop it. There we go. Almost. Not bad. Cool. That'll work. Little tiny bit more soap just to be safe. I mean, this is a non-food contact surface. You would never consume anything out of here, but just good manufacturing practices, GMP. All right, I think we're good. I think we're under 90, under 100, I doubt it. Check though. 98, we are, nice. Yep, this is definitely a day I like to have a chair. Would very much like to have a chair. So I think I told you about this. The plug on this unit is a 120, 15 amp plug, okay? It's a 220 volt system. It's a 120, 15 amp plug, all right? And what you would not want to do is make a plug in, a receptacle that match that. You could do that, but someone else coming in here might think, oh, let me just plug my coffee maker in there, and they blow the whole thing up. It's way too much voltage into that thing. So you don't do that. So, you know, this is the proper plug for the spray dryer. And I needed, in order to do that, I needed to have, you know, I wish they wouldn't have done this, but whatever. Wish they would have used a plug and not one of these, but that's fine. And it plugs into this. Plugs into this end. It's basically an adapter cable. It's kind of, and it serves as an extension cord as well. But at any rate, I can make one of these. I've made them before. I made one. I've got one back in my garage when I first started spray drying. It's not for this. It's not the exact same setup. It plugs into a breaker instead, but it works. And it's I don't know, whatever. I'm just telling you, like, I know how to make one of these. It's not hard to do. You're putting, and you saw me make some plugs the other day. You're just putting plug receptacle on the end of it's like a 10 gauge piece of cable. Anyway, I had the guys coming in and doing something. I think you already know the story, but now you can at least visually see it a little bit. I just wanted them to make me this adapter cord because I didn't want to do it. It takes probably a good 45 minutes to do one of these. So they're putting some of these lights in, or I don't know, I can't remember what it was. Maybe getting that hot water heater wired up, and I just wanted that as an add-on, and they charged me 250 bucks for that thing, or something ridiculous, just for a cord. I'm like, dude, that took you 30 minutes to do. That's not a $500 cord, or a $500 an hour cord, I should say. All right, let's check the vacuum again. Maybe been in the 80s? Nope, 93, I'll take it. Okay, I just today ordered a new dual freezer fridge. Should come about up to here, somewhere in here. It's, I think, fridge on top, freezer on bottom. I'm very conscious of space in here. I'm not trying to overuse the space. I want to have capacity, so instead of getting a freezer and a fridge, instead of getting both, I got one of the units that stacks. Those are usually very expensive. I was able to get a really good used one on eBay. So it's gonna go in right here, and I'll have both freezer and fridge capacity. If I run out of space in there, then you know what, I'll sell it, and that'll be that, and whatever, I won't worry about it. I mean, I don't like the idea of having to sell one of those because it's always hard to sell used equipment, but I would rather start with a little bit and build into it than buy too much and say, man, I really didn't need this, Did not need to go with this much. But anyway, having that fridge and freezer there will be very nice for being able to have samples and doing stopping halfway through a process. A lot of times I don't want to do something because I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put my halfway finished sample. This spray dry, it needs to be cleaned. I'm gonna have someone, well, actually, what am I talking about? I was gonna say I'm gonna have someone come clean it, but that's not, it'll be me. I'll be the one cleaning it, for sure. Okay, well, might as well start trying to put some of this on there. Let me show you what we have. This is, this needs to be cleaned. This is a little, kind of like a gasket O-ring combination. It goes on the top of here, and it presses against, presses against the drying chamber. Still got any soap in there? We sure do. We sure do. Okay, I'm gonna drop this. All right. We can knock that last little bit out. Oh, it's on the surface. Okay, nice. All right. So this is what happens. You don't properly clean up when you're done, and you got a mess on your hands. Like you think, oh, we'll just put this together. Nope. I forgot to clean this. Like, I'm breaking all my own rules here. Told you about the pizza cutter rule. The pizza cutter rule is like it is the best way to learn to be proactive that I've ever seen. It's maybe a little bit, it's a bit extreme, but still. And the idea is you cut your pizza up, and like as soon as you get done cutting that pizza, you go to the sink and you rinse it off, and it rinses off within seconds. Or you let it sit, and you'll come back to it later, but by the time you come back to it later, all that pizza, all that sauce is dry. So you spend probably 2 minutes getting it off of there. That's 2 minutes just wasted. So you could have done anything else with that 2 minutes. Could have practiced your little foreign language. What's the one that does it? Well, it's really big now. My mother-in-law got it for me as a gift for Christmas. What is it called? I don't know. You do your little foreign language, your Rosetta Stone. It's 2000. It's 2000. We're still doing Rosetta Stone. That gasket's good. All right, let's see if we got all of our clamps. Okay, you're gonna see soon what I'm talking about. I'm really, really pumped to try this out. Okay, that's a clamp. There's a clamp there. There's a clamp there. There's the big boy clamp. Ow. Big boy clamp. We need one more. Where are you? There you are. There's 3. Okay. Did I lose my 3rd O-ring? I bet I did. I bet I did. Who's this guy? Oh. Okay, so we got an O-ring here. Right there. Maybe we don't have a 3rd one. Maybe we just use that guy. Oh, that's your atomizer right here. Do I not have a 3rd O-ring? What was this for? Nuts for heating core, some hardware for back door. Okay. It's good that I left myself a note. There's a leaf in there too. Okay, well the 3rd O-ring is gone. That's nice, but I probably never had it to begin with. There's my McMaster car baby O-rings for the, that's the thing. I'll show you this at some other point. But the O-rings in here, there's a little tiny O-ring. Actually, there's a million of them. I don't know why I'm saying a little tiny one. There's a million little O-rings in here. And they wear out so fast. They just go to crap on you. So you got a million of them to replace. That's one little pain about this thing. My tubing. Okay, let's see what we can put on. Again, I really wish I had a chair, but I need to get my caliper. I guess if I got my caliper, I could see exactly what I'm dealing with here. Maybe it only came with 2 of those. I don't know, doesn't matter that much. One for sure here, one for sure here, 3rd one there. I'm gonna rinse these little O-rings off, and then I'm gonna put some of the glassware on. Oh, kind of almost forgot about the pump there for a minute. At least check the pump out, see what we're doing there, or the vacuum. 83, okay. 82, 83. About 60 to go, 70 to go. A dancing monkey. 81, not bad. All right, I'm procrastinating on this. I'm putting the drying chamber on now. Take my shoe real quick. These shoes, by the way, these are called Twisted X, and my dad has worn these for a long time. And I didn't want to get them because I just didn't want to. You know, sometimes you just kind of resist some of the stuff that your parents do because you want to be cool and edgy and the funniest guy at shenanigans, you know? You're gonna do all those things, not sitting by the freezer dryer. And I needed some work boots. Like I needed something a little more comfortable. And so I was like, you know, let me just try them. Let me try some Twisted X. And I bought them. And I'm not even kidding. These shoes are so comfortable that I will wear jeans just to wear them over shorts and tennis shoes because they're that comfortable. I mean, it feels like you're wearing loafers, like, and I don't mean like dress loafers, I mean like house loafers, like house slippers. They're that comfortable. They're so nice. And they're work boots. You can like do legit industrial things in them and you're not gonna have to worry about anything, you know? They're awesome. I'll tell you this too, like cowboys, like legit cowboys wear these shoes. I'm not talking about like wannabe cowboys. I mean people that actually still move their cattle around via horseback, feed yards and their own pasture. They wear these shoes because they're that comfortable. They're incredible. So if you want some comfortable kind of non-tennis shoes, work boots, I'm telling you, these Twisted X, like you can't beat them. They're the most comfortable I've ever found. All right, I'm doing this. I'm gonna put this thing on. Get the drying chamber a little bit less slick, I'm guessing, because it's probably gonna slip out of my hands if I don't dry it fully. Yeah, see, I don't mind it being wet in here at all. Not one bit, because again, it will all dry roughly instantaneously when you start sending hot gas, i.e. air, 200-degree Fahrenheit air through here, or hotter. Keep this over my shoulder. when I was first learning how to spray dry. By the way, I'm still learning. Like, this is a hard thing to do. I was consulting with a guy in Brazil, and he told me he broke his drying chamber, had to get a new one. And I'm not surprised, because like, again, I think I broke this one. I broke the collection tube. Wait a minute, which is the one? Okay, I've got 3. It's gotta be this one, I think. Hold on. Put this down for just a second. Still moving down, 77. Great number. Okay. Which one of these is it? I think it's definitely the longest one. All right, this guy. I've taken all these off, so I'm not too worried about like which is which. I'm telling you, like the pain I went through to try and get these on was just next level. Only on one of them, I should say. I don't want to be too dramatic, but one of these was just, it was not right. It was not right. Okay. All of these are the same, except for that guy. See, if I had my drying chamber there, probably cracked it wide open. Probably cracked it right open. Now let's do this. There's only one in here that's longer. It's this one. I think it's this guy. All the rest are the same. Unless, man, wouldn't that be the wild deal? If I was using the wrong... There's no way though, right? That's the only thing I can think of. Okay, let me try to explain this to you. I use these clamps, and I don't even know what you call these. These are not normal clamps. Like, I think they use them in automotive. I use these clamps to get the glassware onto the spray dryer, all connected. It's all one piece. And you have to use these things to secure the clamps, okay? So the clamp right here, I could not get it secure with, which I think it's this one. I couldn't get it secure. I couldn't get it together tight enough. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a little while to actually put it on there. But now I'm looking at all 3 of these and I'm wondering if I was using this guy for the big giant clamp for the drying chamber, and maybe it was fine with one of these. I don't think that's the case at all. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna test that out in a second. I don't think that's the case at all. I think I checked that already. Realized it definitely would not work. But if that is the case, then that is one of those, it's one of those classic cases of just leaving something and coming back and it all makes sense. You know? You know what I'm saying? Okay. See here. Yeah, it definitely fits in there. Again, it's looking like maybe I was completely wrong on this. Like, I was wrong in that this was the one and I was using it in the wrong place, maybe? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's go get the drying chamber. 74. Still moving. Just realized the casters are not locked on here, so I'm gonna lock those. 1, 2. See what? I'm gonna adjust the camera. You guys are seeing probably not what you want to see here. All right, I like that a little bit. So I'm using my knee to force it in here, which is what I've always done when I do this. So you gotta be real careful though. one weird slip of the knee and the whole thing goes kaput. Wait a minute, it's the other way. Not it. Look, I don't have that in there, right? Somehow feels like that's not right. I know I've got something wrong here. I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna kind of let it. I think I know what it is. So this isn't wanting to turn very well, and I think it's because I. Yeah, that can't be the right one. There's just no way. It's too short. You gotta be careful when you unscrew these because there's that dual thread on the other side. So if you unscrew it, you can also unscrew this and take the whole thing out, that whole piece. What I'm gonna do is take this out, make sure that's still in there tight. Grab this guy right here. Put this one down. It's gotta be right. See, I've got all kinds of room to turn that now. Kind of see what I was talking about in the other one. I had no sort of way to turn it. But still, maybe it was for the other one, I don't know. Gives you more length, that's for sure. All right. Okay, that's on there. It's really nice, actually. Okay, these clamps, I believe, are all the exact same. Maybe a little different. Okay, that one's a little bigger, it looks like. Maybe it's not, but it does seem bigger. Let's just see if I can get it on there. It'd be really interesting to see if I can get it on there without. You see, I've had to pull it all the way out of here just to be able to. Just to be able to like have enough space. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. I hope. This is extremely difficult to explain without you seeing it. O-ring collector. Okay, so what you do is you hold these here. It didn't matter too much. I had couple messages, emails to take care of. All right. I believe this is the one. Man, I tried everything to get this clamp on back in the day. Like, I used WD-40. I think I might have even used like a special glassware lubricant to get it on there. Nothing could do it. Now I've got a solution now in hand that I know I'm like 95% confident is gonna work. But if it doesn't, I mean, not if it doesn't, it's gonna work. But if this somehow works, I don't know, it's gonna make me really think like what was going on back then? Was I just high and I didn't realize it? This guy right like this. Get them screwed in there. See, it came out of there because it was, well, I was screwing into that side, it came out of this side. So look, well, just forget the explanations. Let me just show you. Let me just finally show you what I'm talking about. This goes on right away. It's gonna make me sound like a crazy person. Kind of like, you know, when when you bring your car into the shop, and you're like, look, it's making this weird noise. I don't know why. Like, it seems fine to me. So that's what I'm talking about right there. Like when I first got it too, like it was fine. I could get it on, and that's what makes me think maybe I should have been using this one the whole time, possibly, because all of the rest are the same. This one, like, see how hard I'm squeezing that? I can't, like, it's got to be able to go past here. I did so many things to try and get that on there, and now I think I've got a solution. So let me try my solution. Like, I'm not even gonna mess with it today because I have what I need apparently. All right, let's see here. I'll put it back in here. Just a little note to myself, future self. Come on, where are you? I've been waiting to do this, to like get this on there for, well, I've been waiting. I could have just done it, but like, I've been excited to try this for a long time. There it is. All right, let's see. Got a longer threaded rod. That was number one. And I still need, but I still needed this one. You can see it's got that smaller threaded rod on there. So let's try some stuff out. This is gonna look really weird, but it's gonna work. All right, so. Okay, hold on. Just hold on. Still have to go with this one. See, I got a tap and die set so I could get the end of that one, get the end of this, the right. No, that's not it. Is it this one? Hold on. Okay. Okay, what am I doing here exactly? Oh, wait. No, I did this. Hold on. I think it's not that way. It's this way. Are you going in there? What if I don't actually have a solution to this? Like it's close, but it's not, you know? Come on, get in there. Okay, maybe that's not right then. It definitely doesn't feel right. Okay, let's see here. Start over. This is a little puzzle that I figured out at one time, and I don't remember what it is now. So we're gonna figure it out on the fly. Tilt this down just a little bit so you can see this. Okay. Is there any threads in there? No. Okay, what's that other piece? That other piece has to have some sort of meaning, right? Use. There you are. What are you gonna do? What's your purpose? How are you gonna help us? Okay. I'm not sure that it is. Okay, we need that piece. All right, come on. Oh, it's a little tight. All right, I figured it out. I cut it off, and I think I put it the wrong. I put this side in the wrong hole. It was supposed to be this side. So I do think I kind of already ordered what I needed to, I'm hoping. Yeah, I mean, it's tight going in that way. So we might have a solution here. Let's see. All right, let's try this again. And maybe this time I won't be such an idiot about putting the threads in the wrong spot. Or you know what, maybe I will. Okay, so let's do it like this. I ordered two for this exact reason. I believe this guy fits in here. Maybe not, but he fits in here too. Gosh, really? Is that what I did? So I've got two that are the same size. It's a little optical illusion for you, I guess. That's fun anyway, not for me right now. So I feel like I don't have a solution to my problem. Nope. But let's keep trying this. All right, let's see here. I feel like maybe I knew that I was gonna have to do the tap and die thing. Now this fits. This fits perfect, I think. And it unscrews nice too. Only goes in part of the way though. And it goes in all the way on here. Okay, so that goes in to that. I mean, I can look this up on McMaster-Carr if I had to do this. I just am not wanting to do this right now. Fits on that one too. Fits fine on that one. Is this the same size? Are these the same? Yes, they are. They are the same size. Okay, but the problem is, here's another lesson. Whenever you have a solution and you get everything you need in place to execute the solution, do it immediately. Don't wait 9 months and sit here with your little Cracker Jack box of fittings that don't go anywhere. Maybe do that. What am I doing right now? Just dumb. All right, let's see here. Let me just think about this for a second. I don't know what size this is. Here, let's try this. This is an interesting little experiment. Come on, get out of there. This is the threaded rod I bought for this. Does it fit in here? Sure does. Sure does. Fits very nice, actually. But we need it to be able to go. I mean, it's barely taken off. And are we sure? Are we 100% sure it won't go in there? Because, I mean, what if that was the case? Wouldn't that be a sweet little treat? I don't know why you don't just make them to where they can go in there. Like, why make it this way? You know? Am I gonna have to tap this? I don't even know how to do it anymore. I did kind of know how to at one point, but I forgot already. Okay, maybe there's still a solution at hand. Right, maybe. No, definitely not. $47. Keep it going. Okay. I've attempted this. I've never successfully achieved it. So maybe this is what it's, you know, I'm supposed to do it this way. But essentially, this guy right here it's a smaller thread than the rest of this rod. And you should be able to use a tap to edge off part of this to make it like this. It's called a tap and die set. And I have one. I brought you, actually, well, you can see it, but I thought I brought it with me. Man, that's real stupid if I left it, you know? Maybe there's still a solution out there. I'm certain there was, you know? I'm certain I had figured out something that would work. But right now it doesn't feel that way at all. See, what it feels like I did is ordered the right piece to be able to go on here or here and then connect the other side to there. What did I order though? That's the question. It just seemed to me like I had ordered I mean, it's definitely not it, you know? What it seemed to me like I did, okay, this has to go in here. There's no doubt about that. Like it has to. But that's not going in there. What did I... Gosh, so stupid. No. Like, none of this is what I intended to do. I must have been thinking about tapping this, but... Well, I have to head out. The GoPro obviously overheated. Down to 39 millitorr, and that's good. My solution here wasn't a solution, I guess. I think the end piece here is, I believe that's okay, so what I ordered was a 6/32 to 10/32. What I basically thought I could do was put that in here, maybe? I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I thought. It's not gonna work. That's an 8mm. This is a 6/32. They're just too small, not gonna quite work. Need to get a little bit bigger than that. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the 10/32. This is the 8mm, I'm pretty sure. I think what I'm gonna do though, I think I can find a machine shop to make me a custom rod. Keep that end right there the way it is, and then maybe extend it like a couple inches. I don't know. That's my best bet right now, because this thing is just not cutting it for me. All right, I gotta head out. I gotta go. I will be at the caves tomorrow, so we'll see you tomorrow there, and then maybe back here at some point. All right, take care.